Maria LaRosa, who's in for Raph this morning. Hi, Maria.
Hi, guys. Yeah, that is definitely the key takeaway. But we did have some snow, a trace of snow at Central Park, but we managed 0.1 inch of snow at Newark. So right now that is all moved out. It's just kind of a gray picture. But the other part of the story you mentioned, it is all relative. Basically spring break compared to where we were this time yesterday, up some 20-25 degrees in some spots, warmer than we were this time yesterday. And for the city, that's anywhere from 10 to 15 degrees warmer. So yes, it's below freezing. 31 at Central Park right now, White Plains as well. But there's what's left of that wintry mix. Maybe some snowflakes still flying in through Fairfield County, Sussex County, maybe seeing some. And it is just enough to make things a little bit slick. So you still want to give it some time until those temps get above freezing. One other thing we have working towards us, not quite the blustery conditions still, so winds are generally light. By the time we get to the midday, still mostly cloudy, but we will be about 40 degrees by 1 o'clock. We'll try and get some sun peaks in there before the sun sets later this afternoon, and we should start to clear out a bit as temps dip back into the 30s overnight tonight. We'll have more on the next day and, of course, the next big cold snap that we're tracking already, guys.
All right, Marie, thank you.
And also impressive, some of the little snow showers that came through this morning. A look at LaGuardia. All is dry right now, but enough for a trace of snowfall officially. We're at 33 degrees there. Winds are light. Winds going to be a big issue again, along with the cold, by the time we get to Monday. So we'll talk about those temperatures and the next warm up, followed by another cool down in the 10-day when Weekend Today New York continues.
But there would be signs. Very subtle signs.
Hey, I haven't seen Gus in about 2 weeks.
Wow, does he always take a gold Rolls Royce to work? That sort of thing? We wish you luck, everybody.
People always used to say, if you win the lottery, would you keep working? And my answer is, you mean that day? Do you seriously? Yeah.
We talked about all the dogs and the cats and all the things that there would be signs.
Help out, yeah.
There would be signs.
Yes. We would have pets.
We are winning in the weather department today. Things are finally warming up.
I love that spin on it because it does look pretty terrible out right there. The cloudy skies, it's pretty damp, but yeah, those temperatures finally creeping up above freezing, and we've got a day or two to at least enjoy that before, again, talk about playing the numbers here. We're back to the deep freeze Monday and Tuesday, and on top of that, the winds a factor as well. We get a little reprieve before I've got to talk about another temperature plunge. So it's going to be busy kind of in and out of that scenario here the next few days. If you were out this morning, you might have seen a little bit of dusting of snow, maybe that icy glaze. Right now, live radar showing not much left out there, but it is damp. It's definitely cloudy. The last 6 hours showing the few waves of those light snow showers had it in the city, enough for a trace of snowfall at Central Park, enough for 0.1 inches of snow at Newark. Right now, that is moving into parts of Connecticut, again, all on the light side, but always just enough to dampen the roadways. Just take it easy. Give yourself lots of time and space between you and the car ahead of you, just in case, at least over the next few hours before those temperatures get above freezing. So I kind of want to show you the big picture, some active zones across the country. Across the south, this boundary bringing some stormy weather to the southeast, but we'll be watching how active it is through the northern tier. We've got a series of these little clippers basically coming on through. Sometimes those can deliver us some pretty good little snows, not necessarily for our area, but as you get into interior northeast, New England, I think these are the winners here as far as the snow potential as each of these moves through. We're definitely going to feel the effects of the chill. So once we get one system to go on through, as we get into Sunday into Monday, we're looking at the chance for those temperatures again plunging pretty quickly. And then again Tuesday, the snow stays to our north. The next one by Wednesday, Thursday, this may have a little bit more to it. So now maybe more of a rain snow situation here, but this front also tapping into some very cold air. And once again, we'll be spending a couple of days below freezing, multiple days, highs and lows. So once again, we're in that deep freeze. Doesn't look like this type of pattern is going to let up. So this kind of takes us right into mid-December. So out there right now, we're at 31 at Central Park, same in White Plains, 38 in Islip, we're at 27 in Poughkeepsie. So for many of us, this is about as good as it got all day yesterday, so it's kind of only up from here. And you still want to bundle up. This is Poppy. If you're taking your pup for a walk today, just keep in mind there's some salt on the roadways and sidewalks, so clean her sweet little paws. But we will get to about 40 degrees through 1 o'clock, and then with some clearing skies later on tonight, we will dip back down to near freezing. So again, near 40 for many of us for the day today. Down to 32. Notice the wind staying light for now. 40 degrees tomorrow. West winds about 5 to 10. That all really picks up late tomorrow and into Monday, so much so that by Monday morning, We're talking about wind chills down in the teens, even though we're getting all that sunshine. Midweek system brings us the rain, brings back the 40s at least briefly. And then as we get into Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, it's high temperatures below freezing. Of course, low temperatures too, but down into the 20s in the city. So definitely a longer period of that colder weather ahead of us still. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, shaping up to be a chilly December. All right, Maria, thanks. Well, happening to wintry mix, at least it was when we got going this morning. A little cloudy behind you there, Maria.
Yeah, it sure was. I may have to tell my boys not to wear shorts. I mean, that like, all bets are off. It's above freezing. Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Yeah. But yes, we had some wintry mix come through. It was enough as we look at LaGuardia to produce a trace of snowfall. But you can see a little dampness to the roadways. Traffic's moving well. Just give yourself a little extra time for some of those untreated areas. We do still have temperatures below freezing. But over the last 6 hours, you can see the waves of some of those snow showers. Few and far between, but enough if you were out there and enjoyed a little snow globe effect. We're at 33. Yes, above freezing now at Central Park, 32 in White Plains, 28 in Poughkeepsie. We're going to hang on to the cloud cover. We still don't have to be too concerned with a gusty, chilly wind, just a regular old breeze today. And things change, though, of course, early next week. We'll show you that in a second. But today, enjoy 40 degrees as we get to about midday, and then mostly cloudy skies. We'll try and get some peaks of sun before it sets later this afternoon, and then fair skies heading into this evening. Temperatures will hold into the mid-30s. Again, another Arctic blast on the way, guys. We'll talk about that coming up in just a little bit. Back to you.
Maria, see you soon. Well,
or that driver, I don't know if it was a man or a woman, but oh my goodness. And that, like you pointed out earlier, just a thin coating of snow.
Yeah, that wasn't that much there. No. You know, that sometimes it's, speed. And then just give yourself a little distance to react. It doesn't take much. And we may have a few more opportunities. We had some this morning where you may have to test your driving skills. But right now, though, we have seen a lot of the area dry out from our little bit of the wintry mix. I go back about 6 hours. You can see the waves, the ripples of some of that snow is enough for a little dusting. Perhaps where you woke up, it was enough for a nice little snow globe effect in the city for a few minutes. And now we're looking at maybe some light rain showers through Suffolk County, pushing into Connecticut with some snow showers. But overall, this is kind of the end of it, and we'll just kind of hang on to those clouds for a little bit longer. We're at 33 degrees at Central Park, 1 degree warmer than we were all day yesterday, so we're already off to a good start there. 32 in White Plains, Islip at 39, Poughkeepsie at 28 degrees. Again, we had a nice little flurry burst in through the area, so it was really pretty with the tree. We've got everyone on the ice, and it's going to be a cool day, still by December standards, going to be below average, but we are heading toward those warmer days today and tomorrow. But that changes with another Clipper system coming through Sunday into Monday. So we don't get a chance to kind of enjoy it too long. And in fact, not just with the Arctic air, but we've got a chance for maybe some accumulating snow. In this short term, some of the times these clippers can really surprise us. And so the model's not agreeing completely, but you can see the trend with the American model and also the European model. North and west, the best chance to get some snow out of this front when it crosses Sunday and into Monday. Of course, the one model a little bit heftier with some of that snow. So we'll be watching that. Just know it's going to be cold enough for that snow. By Sunday afternoon, I stop it here. We've got 40 degrees. Wind's not too much of an issue, but the front crosses, those winds really pick up and those temperatures crash. By Monday morning, we're down back below freezing. Wind chills in the teens and the 20s, maybe even some single digits north and west, but we don't get any better during the day on Monday. Blustery and cold. Temps continue to go down. 26 for the midday temperature on Monday, but the wind chills down into the teens, and that's where we spend Monday and into Tuesday. So the reason, of course, we're getting this series of a few quick-moving, relatively dry systems, these little clippers, the best chance for snow north and west, and that includes in our region too, even through 10 o'clock on Tuesday with the snowfall there. But each front that comes on through just keeps us from getting any warmer, right? So the next one to watch will be Wednesday and Thursday. This may have a little bit more moisture with it, so we're looking at rain and maybe snow. It's tapping into a ton of cold air, though, and you can see it just pouring down by the end of the week. So we'll spend several days now below freezing, and that's for high temperatures and low temperatures. So you can kind of see the evidence of the in and out of these quick systems here, just looking at the temperature trend the next few days. So not as frigid frigid today. We'll hang on to the clouds. 40 degrees in the city, north and west pretty close to that too. Down to 32 degrees overnight tonight. The winds are still reasonable tomorrow, 40 degrees for the high, but we really see those blustery conditions Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday and Thursday, we'll manage to get into the low 40s again with that rain snow potential. And then by the time we get to Friday and Saturday, those temperatures are back. Highs close to or below freezing, and we're talking several days of this taking us into early next week, lows down in the 20s. Guys, back to you.
Maria, thanks.